Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to get back to work on the Sweetheart Roadster. I know a lot of people have been asking about it this winter. This is one of the cars I'm definitely going to be jumping around and focusing on, so to speak. So a lot of what we need to do on this car is just kind of finesse work and finishing things that we kind of tack welded or stitch welded together but never finished out to make the car, ready for actual body work. So something I did off camera since the last video on this car, we were talking about the headlights and the quad headlight mounts that was much argued in the comments, is I found this horizontal bar grill insert. It's like polished aluminum. Somebody made a very long time ago and is made to fit an original grill shell. I put that in there, again, finishes out the look. It wasn't worth the whole video. It's just something I grabbed at a swap meet, throw it in this grill shell that we had dropped down, and I think it looks really awesome. So what we're going to be working on today is I'm going to kind of start working in these videos on the body from the front and just work my way back and finesse things and get things looking better. We'll do some small little custom touches as we work our way back, which we'll show you as we do, and just try and tackle all this stuff one by one and get the car finally ready for actual body work, hopefully by the spring. So what we're going to work on today is actually the Firewall cowl area on the car. So quite a while ago, I put a 32 Firewall in this and trimmed it back. Forever we've had these clecos around holding the Firewall in. So what I'm going to try and do in this video is get the Firewall finish welded. So I have like a piece of metal around the rib around the outside perimeter that I made, that I have like stitch welded to the original Firewall. I'm going to get that fully welded up, get the feet welded on the Firewall, and we're going to work on getting, I'm going to actually retain the original Model A stainless cowl band strip. So you got to work on getting that fit. So hopefully by the end I can get the Firewall welded in the car, spot welded in, get the strip on, and we might even try and work on getting this round bar stock in. So we'll just get working, see where we get to, and we'll show you the process along the way. Alright, so I got the Firewall all fitted back in after welding the seam around the whole entire perimeter. So that is pretty good. I ground the seam on the inside of the car so that, and blended the welds in, hit it with the DA. So it's all good. Steve, quick hit with some primer. He took some Eastwood, actually encapsulator, and brushed the flange both on the inside and on the firewall with encapsulator. That way it's all primed and rust proofed, and we let that all dry, and I have the firewall back in. So now what I'm going to do is, originally I was kind of thinking about all these Cleco holes, putting little screws in to screw the firewall in, but I think it's just going to end up being a pain in the butt, and I'm not sure I want that look with like a crap ton of screws around it. So I think what I'm going to do is actually spot weld the firewall in, much like a Model A was originally, and we're going to get that all welded in. I'm probably going to go on this face here where the two pieces are and put a couple of stitches around the front of it just to make sure that the firewall is securely mounted in there. And then I have some round bar stock here, some small, like 1/8 inch round bar stock. And what I'm going to do is actually, I want to create kind of like a rounded lip. So you see how this is rounded where the trim is? I was looking at an actual 32, because remember this car is a 3031 Model A. And on the 32, on the front of the firewall, they have like a curved up lip in there, and that's actually where the seal sits, if you will. So I'm going to kind of recreate this lip here. So there's a little raised lip there. So what I'm going to do is just put a rounded edge on the front of that so that it just looks a little more finished rather than having two pieces of metal butted together. So this bar stock we can set basically, and it's going to bridge that gap there, and I'm going to make it so it sits level with this surface, so if we want to put a hood on this, it's still going to sit just fine. But I'm going to basically put it level with that, but we're using that rounded edge just to give a finished look to it. And I can weld on the inside here with the TIG welder. We can be pretty precise and weld on the inside, blend that weld out so it doesn't look like anything, and then it'll kind of give you a little trough to set like a hood seal in there. So that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. I have to work around all of these Cleco holes here and drill them out a little bit so that we can get in there and get a good plug weld in on those. And then I'm using these clamps. I guess I can't think of the correct name of that type of welding clamp. Just going to work around as we go and get everything nice and tight, welded up, and we'll start on our bar stock, forming that in, and hopefully get this 300 Clecos out of this firewall so it's starting to look a little more complete. legs that way. I got a weld on the back side of this not going to be like this. First one. You don't have to worry about getting the top even, more just like about there. Rotate the top out a little bit so it's tight at the probably tap it around. Alright?
Ready when you are.
Yep. Between your fingertips there, I'll be way down here. So
Okay, it's good down there though.
I'm laying on your. That's all good. Good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Flat area shouldn't be too bad. We'll have to start probably giving a little.
Yeah, I've been pushing. I've been like
Pull in a little bit as you go. Yeah, that's good. Create that little bit of curvature.
yeah.
Start bending it. Are you ready?
Yep.
The nice thing with TIG welding is you're not getting covered in splatter while we're tacking it.
Exactly. Not shooting burning sparks into my shoes, which is nice.
Alright, so I should get something right in here and then probably one somewhere, here and
Right
then
here, we're
right
gonna
in
have
the
to
corner.
start bending real hard right at
So
this.
I'll probably get one here. And well, I guess if you want to bend before. So I'll probably get one right about here, and then we'll try and get that bend started. We'll have to put a bunch of tacks close together. Probably get them right about where the gap is. Alright, ready?
Yep.
We need a tack again.
Yep.
So we probably need a tack somewhere here. Does that seem too steep or too crowded there?
It's actually pretty good, like right up until it's a little.
What we can do is take the
It's got just a hair too much shape. That's good.
That's good.
Yep. You can go right at
tack right there.
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, 'cause this is the really visual spot, so we got to make sure that
Exactly,
the
yeah.
shape is pretty close here.
All right.
Okay. I can talk and weld. Alright, so where's that dolly at?
Right that one for the at your right side. That's kind of
We could tap it, like tap some shape into it.
still pretty flat in here. Well, yep, that worked. I mean, yeah, that
You can tap this up a little bit.
Yep,
there.
that's a little flat now, but
How about right there?
that's
Just-
pretty good. Is that?
Okay, I'll put a tack there and then I'll tap while it's warm up with the round hammer.
Yep.
And that should get us.
Yeah, that's good right there. Right here. That looks pretty good. That, yeah, that put a little bit of shape back
Okay.
into it. Yep.
we can come back and
Right.
really dial it in if we need to.
Yep. That's really close there.
Okay. This is just... Wow,
That's taking shape very nicely.
Shape from the front is definitely probably the most important.
Yeah.
Needs to.
Look at that. I was worried about down there into it.
Yep. That's pretty good. We can get, yeah.
Where do you think I should go?
Probably right or right. You can get all the way down to here. It's pretty good.
It's coming off.
Yeah, it's got it.
I don't know if that's because of the... It's pretty much... I mean, it seems fine. Straight down. It's just a gap there.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that, you know, it's ground back a little too far.
Yep. Yeah, I think if you come all the way down to here, then you can shape in here.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. It's only one tack holding a huge area. I'd probably like to come up
Go
there.
further. Okay. Yep.
It's a big gap to fill. All right, so Steve and I worked around the cowl and got the round bar all tack welded in. We ran out of time before we wanted to end this video because, as always, we're behind on videos. So we got it all tacked in. Now I have like hours of welding around this whole entire perimeter and welding this seam up. And then every time I do a little weld, I have to, as you guys saw, hammer and dolly because the shape starts to come out of it. So it's a pretty labor and time intensive part of this project, but once it's done, it will look really good. You can already see that the front of the firewall looks a lot more finished. Having this rounded edge here instead of two pieces of metal that are just spot welded together, I think gives it a lot more of like a factory look, if you will. Eventually, once we have the car further apart and we're kind of getting closer to bodywork stage, I'll be able to get in here on the bottom and just do some stitch welds as well that will help keep it from cracking eventually. But I'm going to seam weld the whole entire top side and blend it all out, and it should look pretty good. Once I get that done, for the next video, I'm going to work on, like we mentioned in the intro, I'm going to work on getting that Model A cowl band to fit, and we'll start working our way back on the cowl sides and get some of that stuff blended. So there'll be a lot of videos of this really detailed type work. Hopefully it gives you some ideas if you're building a hot rod or a custom. This is some stuff that I'm doing to kind of clean it up and make it look cool. So thank you guys for following along. Appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the firewall and the cowl on the Sweetheart Roadster. Thanks, guys. See you later.